Right. Yep. So yes, you can use AI engines to create this stuff. I'll show you how here in just a sec or what that looks like. Let me go over to the after prompt. So we looked at this one, right? We looked at this email already. It was pretty good, right? I mean, it wasn't bad actually. I was actually pretty surprised, but I would give this a B minus. Okay, so let me read the after email here. So this is the same prompt. Write me that email, and then I'll talk about what you can do with this, and then I'll show you a simple way to program AI if you want. Okay.
Yes.
Um, so same prompt. Write an email inviting your list to this up and coming webinar. This is an up and coming webinar I have in a period of time here. But instead of just that, look at I mean, I've given it what I call your brand voice blueprint, which is a deep understanding of who you are, what you say, what you don't say, your vibe, a vibe scale, some of your quirks and isms, your linguistic DNA, and all those kind of things. I've also added an ideal buyer blueprint, which is not only the demographics, but the psychographics, what their challenges are, what a day of their life looks like, what are some things they say and don't say, and then a premium offer one sheet, which is like kind of the core elements of what makes your offer unique. This is 1,700 words of context. Okay. And I've added that context to the same prompt as before. Okay. Now you may be like, John, like, there's no way in heck I would type out 1,700 words each time in order to just get an email to write for my webinar promotion, right? And so I'll show you how you can fix that in a moment. I've actually built a system that will, based on proven frameworks, that will create these things and save it in there when you're creating anything else. But I'll show you a simple way you can create this once and kind of lock it in a sec here. Okay. But let me just look at the difference here. I know I'm kind of bloviating a little bit here, but let's look at the difference here. So the first email again was okay. The second email is going to be much more pointed. Okay. So same email inviting them to this Beyond Chat GPT webinar. Hi, name. If your marketing has started to sound like a Chat GPT person, you're not imagining it. This is in my voice. I actually did it before here, trained this on my voice. Most coaches and consultants are using AI like a search engine, right? So very punchy, very specific. I actually used that line during our talk today. Short prompt in, generic prompt, generic copy out. So very punchy, specific. This is exactly what I would say. Then they spend hours rewriting it so that it doesn't damage their authority. That is a problem. This is exactly what we're fixing in my up and coming webinar, Beyond Chat GPT. Here's what you'll learn. Why prompt engineering is the wrong game for IP driven experts. So I actually used that as a word in my instructions that I would use with others. The context triangle that makes AI output usable. So again, specific to my methods and things like that were trained into that prompt. How to stop fighting the chatbots and install a system. How to build your foundation once, your voice offer, your voice offer an avatar in frameworks, then generate emails, posts, webinar promos, and sales assets that actually sound like you without writing 2,000 word prompts. I mean, this is very much more specific to me, to my situation, and then at the end it says, if an up and coming launch or your pipeline is lighter than it should be, this is the fastest way to stop staring at a blank screen and start publishing assets that pull in the right clients. Okay. So it's like, this is just a languaging example of the before and after. I actually have frameworks that I've trained into my systems to write webinar promotion sequences specifically. I've been working on webinars for well over a decade that will have a specific structure. But I think for the illustrations of today's talk, I just wanted to show the before and after of, one email, again, with a 27 word prompt is going to produce, okay results. This is like, come learn the 3 ingredients that make AI feel human, the simple frameworks. Another one is like, you know, very specific, right? And speaks to his very specific type of person. Okay. And the difference in response between this and how it sounds like you is going to be a massive difference. This is going to be like a B minus. This is going to be an A plus or an A, like level, like focused email there.
If you want to watch the entire episode, click here. And if you want to watch more episodes like this, click here.